Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to get cheaper airfare to specifically, I'm going to be using Beijing, China in this example. Uh, you could probably use this on a couple different places, but I know it works really well for PEK. So, is what if you're like me? I live in a small sized city, Des Moines, Iowa, which isn't a huge city. There's a lot of cities like it. Boise would be one of them. Omaha would be a similar one. Even Kansas City, Oklahoma City, cities like those, that size. And let's say we want to go to China. All right. So I am on Google Flights right now. It's a great way to compare prices. And we're going to show you how to get it specifically for cheaper. So PEK is the airport code, so I'm going to hit that. And so we're just doing August 15th for the date to Friday the 19th. You're going to be jet lagged as frick going through that. But okay, so as you can see, we book it with Delta here, and you're looking at a pretty expensive flight. But I usually go American, and which that's all the way up to almost $2,000. So is what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to select American for this, American and United, just because sometimes they're both my go-to. So you're looking at that and you're like, dang. So we move forward here, and we're going to take a look at the calendar here and see if we can find anything cheaper. Okay, the 4th through the 12th of September. Okay, great. We found it. Okay, it's $1,000. Oh, that has a 35-hour layover. Okay, we're going to go with the 1,200 one. And then let's see, and then that one right there as well. And it comes out to about $1,200. Now, it doesn't seem like too bad of a price, but what if I told you we can get it for a little bit cheaper? So if you're like me, I can drive to Chicago in about 4 hours. So I could totally take take a trip out to Chicago and just do it that way. So I'm going to show you this. Chicago to Beijing, and what was our dates? September 4th to the 12th. And just like that, we have a ticket for $558. Wow. So a whole lot cheaper. And, that's pretty crazy. Now, here's what's crazy. Here's what's even crazier, I guess. If we just add the little connecting flight from Des Moines, that ticket price goes up nearly $500. I mean, I don't even want to do that flight, so I'd be looking at, $700 more to fly out of Des Moines. So let's say we keep this 558. Now, if I open up another tab here, here's a quick way to maybe save a couple dollars. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. But we're going to go to Chicago round trip, but we are going to leave on Sunday the 4th. And we're going to come back the 12th. And just like that, we have tickets to Chicago now. We have our full itinerary. Let's see, you got to make sure you match up time. So we'll be in Chicago at 3:55. So we got to make sure we find a flight after 3:55. Looks like we only have this 8:35. Okay, I'll take a long layover. And just like that, it's only about $300 more. You're looking at just a little over, or just around $800 round trip to go from Des Moines to Beijing round trip. Now, I will tell you some of the downsides of this, I guess, is you would need a long layover because if you have checked bags, you'll have to go out, get the checked bags, and then you'll have to recheck them into the next airline with whatever fees that might be hidden in that. If you're like me, I pack pretty light. So, especially if you're just going somewhere for a week, a duffel bag will do me. So sometimes that can be just as a carry-on. And if you can stick with just a carry-on or a personal item, even better. You don't even have to go out of TSA or something like that. So like that, we just brought down this price from nearly $1,200 to nearly $800 using pretty much the same flight. And I mean, it's going to be cheaper. And the only downside, like I said, is rechecking those bags if you're rechecking bags. I know that some airlines have a policy like if you don't book it together and one flight gets canceled, they're not obligated to get you on the next flight. So like if you miss your layover or something like that, it's not their fault since it wasn't bundled together. But I'm sure it's a whole nother deal. Um, but either way, you can get it for a little bit cheaper if you just look hard enough. And it's crazy how much the airlines are making off of that little connecting flight from Des Moines to Chicago to get to Beijing. And you can do this to a lot of different places. This is just one example. But that's my little rant on how to just how it's cheaper almost to book separately sometimes. And yeah, so thank you for watching. Hope this was helpful. If any of you try this or have tried it, give me a quick rundown in the comments how that went. I want to hear your experience if you have. But thank you so much for watching.